Welcome to class 10 biology children. Now we are discussing chapter 2 page number 26 events or steps in respiration topic. Events or steps in respiration topic. Already we know about respiration. Respiration includes both inhalation and exhalation. In inhalation process what will happen? We will take atmospheric gases into our internal system. In exhalation we will remove carbon dioxide from our internal system to the outside environment. During this process so many steps are there. So these steps we are going to discuss. How many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 steps we are going to discuss. In these 5 steps so many changes are going to happen. So first we will start with step 1, breathing. In breathing what will happen? Air moves into and out of lungs. In breathing means taking of atmospheric gases and removal of harmful gases like carbon dioxide from our body is called breathing. In breathing process what will happen? Air moves into means air enters into our internal system and out of lungs. So here out of lungs means carbon dioxide comes out from our lungs and oxygen enters into our lungs. This total process is called breathing. This is step 1. Okay, let us see step 2. Whenever the air enters into the lungs, whenever the carbon dioxide comes out from the lungs, then what will happen? Gaseous exchange at lungs level. So gases exchange of gases can be takes place at lungs level, at lungs. So here exchange of gases between alveoli and blood. Exchanges means taking of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. This can be done at the lungs. Lungs consisting millions of tiny chambers. Look at this figure. These tiny chambers are called alveoli. These are our lungs, right lung and left lung. So if you observe our lungs, these are contains tiny chambers like structures. These tiny chambers like structures are called alveoli. So in these alveoli exchange of gases can be done, means taking of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide can be done in this alveoli. Okay, let us see. In step 3, gases transport by blood. Whenever oxygen enters into the alveoli, then what will happen? Transport of oxygen from blood capillaries of alveoli to body cells and return of carbon dioxide. If you observe these alveoli, these alveoli are covered by capillaries. Okay, so these fiber like extensions are called capillaries. These capillaries takes oxygen. At the same time these capillaries releases carbon dioxide into alveoli. Okay, so this is step 3. Let us see step 4. Gases exchange at tissues level. Exchanging of oxygen from blood into the cells and the carbon dioxide from cells into the blood. Whenever oxygen enters into the cells, then what will happen? Cells loses carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide will enters into the blood. Okay, come to the next one. Cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is a process which is useful for releasing energy in our body. Already we know about cell organelles, mitochondria. Last year in 9th class biology we have discussed about mitochondria. It is also called powerhouse of the cell. It can perform cellular respiration. It releases energy. This energy is useful for doing our regular activities. Let us see cellular respiration. Using oxygen in the cells process to produce carbon dioxide and water. So in the mitochondria, respiration can be done by using oxygen and it releases carbon dioxide. In respiration we are releasing carbon dioxide and smaller amount of water can be released along with the releasing of energy. So these are useful for life processes. Life processes means useful to do our regular activities. This is about cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is done by the mitochondria. Let us see how many steps are there or how many events are there in respiration. Mainly 5 events. These 5 events are very important. So these boxes are very important. You need to prepare these boxes. So many times in final examinations he gave us for 2 marks. Okay, so see, the first one breathing, second one gases exchange at lungs level, next gas transport by blood, next gases exchange at tissue level, and the final one is cellular respiration. Here the cellular respiration is useful to release the energy. This energy is going to be utilized by our body for doing our regular activities. Okay, this cellular respiration can be done by powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of the cell means mitochondria. Now we are going to discuss mitochondria. In our 9th class biology also we have discussed mitochondria. Same mitochondria and same procedure again we are going to discuss right now. Look at this figure 10. I think it is in page number 34. Observe mitochondria. In 9th class biology also we have discussed in the chapter 1. What do you know about mitochondria? It is also called powerhouse of the cell. It's a double membraned organelle. Double membraned organelle means how many membranes are there? 2 membranes. Look at this. Here this is one membrane, orange colored one is one membrane and the yellow colored one is another membrane. So it's a how many membrane organelle? Double membrane. 2 membranes are there. 2 membranes means a double membrane organelle. Okay, if you observe the mitochondria under the electronic microscope, they are looks like cylindrical dot like structures. Cylindrical dot like structures. So if you observe the outer layer of mitochondria, it is useful to cover the mitochondria. Then we can call it is as outer membrane. So this one is outer membrane. If you observe the inner layer of mitochondria, it shows so many foldings. So see here one folding, next here also another folding, next here also another folding. So inner membrane or interior membrane shows some inner foldings. Here also one folding, next here also one folding. These inner foldings are called cristae. What it is called? Cristae. Last year we have discussed. Try to recollect. Next, this cristae is useful to observe the inner membrane clearly in mitochondria. Okay, so here this is one cristae. Here it is one folding. Next, this is also one cristae. This is also one cristae. This is also one cristae. Cristae again cristae again cristae. Okay, so like this manner, so many cristae are there. So the space between 2 cristae is called matrix. So see here also space is there. So 2 cristae space is called matrix. This matrix contains enzymes in it. What it contains? It contains enzymes in it. Okay, this matrix contains the space between 2 cristae is called matrix. This matrix contains enzymes in it. Here in this diagram there is a chance to see dotted like structures. Observe, some dotted like structures are there. See these dotted like structures. These dotted like structures are called matrix. Okay, matrix. This matrix enzymes. Matrix contains enzymes. These dotted like structures are called enzymes, and the space between 2 cristae is called matrix. Okay, so this is one cristae. Next, this is also one cristae. So the space between 2 cristae is called matrix. This matrix contains enzymes in it. These enzymes are responsible for cellular respiration and releases energy. The released energy can be stored in the form of ATP. ATP means in chapter 1 we discussed adenosine triphosphate. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. So it stores the energy in the form of ATP. One ATP molecule gives how many calories energy? Energy can be measured in calories or megajoules. Okay. So energy can be carried in energy can be measured in calories or megajoules, okay, or joules. So see, one ATP molecule gives 7200 calories. How many calories of energy? 7200 calories of energy. Okay, let us see. Here, one ATP is equal to how many kilocalories energy? He will give you. Question for half mark. 1 ATP is equal to how many kilocalories energy? 72 kilocalories energy. One ATP is equal to how many calories energy? 1 ATP is equal to 7200 calories energy. 1 ATP is equal to how many kilocalories energy? 1 ATP is equal to 72 kilocalories energy. So one more time we are going to discuss mitochondria. Mitochondria is a which membrane organelle? Double membrane organelle. This is outer membrane. This is inner membrane. So inner membrane shows some interior foldings. These interior foldings are called cristae. The space between two cristae is called matrix. Matrix contains some dotted like structures. These are called enzymes. Enzymes are responsible for the cellular respiration, usable to release the energy. Energy can be stored in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. One ATP molecule gives how many calories of energy? 7200 calories of energy. One ATP is equal to how many kilocalories energy? 72 kilocalories energy. Okay. Okay, children. Now we are going to discuss the next topic: respiration versus combustion. Respiration versus combustion. So in this topic we are going to discuss two scientists. First one is Anthony Lavoisier. Next one is Robinson. What they investigated about respiration and combustions we are going to discuss. Lavoisier around the late 18th century. So he belongs to late 18th century. Okay, what he observed, he told that respiration was a process like combustion. Respiration was a process like combustion. Respiration nothing but it looks like combustion. He told that, but it is a very slow process, and here oxygen is not combines with carbon and also combined with hydrogen. What he told, respiration nothing looks like combustion. So but it's a very slow process. In this process oxygen is not only combines with carbon, it also combined with hydrogen to release energy. In combustion process what will happen? Whenever the combustible material catches the fire, then what will happen? Energy will be liberated, oxygen is utilized, and carbon dioxide also produced along with the hydrogen and other gases also. So he told that same thing. It's a slow process. Oxygen is not only combined with carbon, it also combined with hydrogen. Means carbon dioxide not only released, some other gases also released in this process. Next, Robinson. Robinson also stated that respiration is a type of combustion. He also agreed with the Lavoisier's opinion, and he told that combustion is the source of heat in animals. Source of heat in animals. What his opinion is? His opinion is useful is to know about our body temperature. This respiration is useful to maintain our body temperature. For example, our body temperature is 36 degrees Celsius or 98.3 degrees Fahrenheit. In Fahrenheit, 98.3 degrees Fahrenheit. or in degrees Celsius 36 degrees Celsius. Our body temperature, normal body temperature. This normal body temperature can be maintained by the respiration process. So if we are doing respiration, our body temperature is 36 degrees Celsius or 98.3 degrees Celsius. Have you ever touched the dead bodies? Say yes or no? No. If you touch the dead bodies, then there is a chance to see their body temperature will be gradually decreases. You feel so cool when compared to our body temperature. Because why? Because they didn't perform any respiration, so their body temperature will be gradually decreases. Okay children, come to page number 42. In page number 42 we have one topic, photosynthesis versus respiration. So here we have two equations. See, the first equation, CO2 plus H2O gives light energy inside of chlorophyll, CH2O N plus O2. Okay, what it indicates? It indicates photosynthesis. Okay, try to recollect this equation. This is simplified form of photosynthetic equation. Let us see. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives rise to light energy inside of chlorophyll, C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. This is also photosynthesis equation, but this is modified form of photosynthetic equation. This is simplified form of photosynthetic equation. In this photosynthesis equation, what will happen? CO2 plus H2O both are combined together by taking light energy. This reaction can be carried out inside of chlorophyll. It forms a CH2ON molecules. CH2O, how many molecules? Number of molecules. CH2O, it's a complex substance. Next to oxygen, also a complex substance. So here carbon dioxide simpler substance, water also simpler substance. Carbon dioxide and water. So these two are simpler substances. These two simpler substances that are combined to each other gives a complex substance. Example C6H12O6 here. Glucose or sugar, carbohydrate. So it's a complex substance. So whenever the simpler substances combine together gives a complex substance, then that type of reactions are called anabolic processes. Okay, anabolic reactions. It is very important. This photosynthesis can be carried out in the chloroplast. Where do we can see? We can see these photosynthetic reactions in the chloroplast. Whenever the simpler molecules are combined together forms a complex molecules or complex substances, then it is called anabolic process or anabolic reaction. Here association of molecules we can see. Let us come to the respiration topic. See this equation. This is a simplified form of respiration equation. This is complex form or modified form of respiratory equation. Let us see. CH2ON means sugar plus oxygen gives rise to carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Here C6H12O6 plus 6O2. 6O2 means oxygen gives 6CO2 plus H2O plus energy. Here if you observe these two equations, two are same, but this is simplified, this is complex equation. So if you observe these two equations, there is a chance to see complex stated substances. C6H12O6 means complex. 6O2, it is also a complex. These complex stated substances can be converted into simpler substances. This type of reactions are called Catabolic reactions. Which reactions? Catabolic reactions. In these catabolic reactions, energy can be released along with the simpler formation of simpler substances. But in anabolic reactions, what we observed, energy can be taken. Energy can be taken. But in catabolic reactions, energy can be released along with the formation of simpler substances. Okay. So this is about photosynthesis and respiration. If you observe some important points about photosynthesis and respiration, during the daytime the rate of photosynthesis is usually higher than that of respiration. When do we observe respiration? In plants or also in animals, it can be carried out entire the daytime and also nighttime. Respiration can be carried out entire the daytime and nighttime, 24 into 7. Every day, every time, every minute, every second we can observe respiration process in plants and also in animals. If you compare respiration with the photosynthesis is very high during the daytime. Why? What the reason? Because of the availability of sunlight. During the daytime, sunlight is more, so respiration is low and photosynthesis is very high. While at the night, it just reverse in most plants. What will happen at night? What will happen? Photosynthesis doesn't carried out in plants because of the lack of sunlight, but respiration is very high even in the night time. But in the daytime respiration is low when compared to photosynthesis. Temperature, let us see the factors affects on respiration in plants. Temperature, humidity means what in about humidity? Amount of moisture or water vapor present in the air is called humidity. Temperature, humidity, light intensity means light availability, etc. seem to affect the ratio of photosynthesis and respiration in plants. So temperature, humidity, light intensity, these three are the main factors which affects the photosynthesis and also respiration in plants. Okay children, today's class is completed. Tomorrow means in our next class we are going to conclude our chapter 2. Okay children, bye. Thank you.